What is going on? What is going on, faithful? It is your boy, Niner Sickness with the Niner Sickness podcast coming to you on a Monday night, late night show once again. Let's see who is up late. I'm going to be doing my 49er 53-man prediction, which players I think will make the team, which players will get cut, and why. We're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be discussing that. So let's see who's up with me tonight. What's going on, young hitter? How you doing, sir? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. What is up, Tony Smith? What is going on, Tony Smith? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing great, Tony. Kathy, welcome back today. Welcome back. Seth, how you doing, Seth? Welcome to the broadcast. How's everybody doing tonight? How's my boy Lucky doing? What's up, Lucky? How you doing, sir? Can't see you. You can't see me. Is there a particular reason you can't see me? What's up, Paul? How you doing, Paul Anderson? Welcome to the broadcast. Can everybody see me, or am I not able to be seen by no one? Let me know in the comments. Can you guys see me waving? Hello? I don't know what to tell you, Kathy. Maybe you should go out and come back in. Doing good, thank you. Right on, Josh. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Paul says you can't. Okay, I can see you. Okay. All right, so it must be on Kathy's end, unfortunately. So let me know, Kathy, if you can go out and come back in. Jacob Lee, what's up? Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the stream. Layla, welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the Niners podcast, Niner Sickness podcast. Good to see you. We're going to do my little 53-man prediction. I want to see if you guys agree with me or do not agree with me. I am interested in seeing what's going on. JBXY 494N9. Excuse me. Welcome to the broadcast, brother. Make sure you hit that like button for me. Luis Rodriguez, what's up, my brother? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Make sure everyone to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Would appreciate it. Would appreciate it. Also, if you guys can follow me on Twitter at NinerSickness49. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Niner Sickness. Show your boy some love and support. One love, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Let's see here. Get a little bit of Debo, Bang Bang Niner Gang. I'm waiting for people to come in. Waiting people to start piling up. Let's see who's up late. Kathy says, I just hit that like button. Thank you, Kathy. Much appreciated. How are you doing between Jimmy and Trey? How you doing, Jacob? Well, that's an interesting question. It's a question that we content creators have been talking about ever since we drafted Trey. Trey has been drafted with the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. As you all know, the Niners moved from 12 to 3, gave up 3 first rounds and a 3rd round for the privilege of drafting Trey Lance. He was brought in to be developed into what we think he can be. In the OTAs, all-season programming, and minicamp, he has shown that he has been doing better, learning, and getting better each time. We've seen him play in 3 preseason games. He did okay. He had his moments where he's like, yep, that's why we drafted him. And then he had some other moments where you're like, yeah, this is why we're keeping Jimmy G on the roster. So just the idea that we have 2 quarterbacks, not one, but 2 quarterbacks on the roster, it's a good thing. It's a good feeling. We have a great roster, a possible Super Bowl contending roster. Am I saying that we're going to make it to the Super Bowl? We're going to have to wait and see based on injuries, make sure we don't get injuries, we stay healthy. But we have a good roster. We have a good roster. We're going to talk about the 53-man roster in a few minutes. So as long as we stay healthy with the coaching that we have, we definitely have the opportunity to make it far. So having Jimmy G start as a veteran quarterback is not a bad idea. Having Trey Lance be that backup as he continues to develop, as he continues to learn, as he continues to get better, more comfortable with Kyle Shanahan's playbook. He gets more comfortable with his throwing motions, with his mechanics, his footwork. The more and more comfortable that Trey Lance gets, the better for us. Now, I said this once and I'll say it again real quick. We don't have to be pressured, or we're not in a situation where we have to start our rookie in 2 weeks. Week 1 against Detroit. The Jaguars, they need to start Trevor Lawrence. The Jets need to start Zach Wilson. But the Niners, they're in a place where they can start Jimmy, let Trey continue to develop, and then bring him in. As it is, there may be plays, there may be games where they'll go ahead and implement Trey Lance in certain packages. Now, do I expect to be frequent? Do I expect it to be the way it was against the Raiders this Sunday? No. I don't think the Niners are going to, or Kyle Shanahan, are going to be rotating Trey and Jimmy in and out, in and out, in and out. The quarterback has to get familiar with the offense. They have to get familiar with the defense is giving them. I think what we saw Sunday was just a small sample of the idea, the notion that Kyle can do this. I think he did it because he wants all defensive coordinators to be on high alert, with the understanding that not only do they have to game plan for Jimmy Garoppolo, but they also have to game plan for Trey Lance. They both can throw the ball and they both can run. Obviously, one better than the other in the running. But it's going to keep defensive coordinators on their feet as they come to play us. Like, example, when we face the Detroit Lions, they're going to have no choice but to look at Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. Because at any time of the game, Kyle can go ahead and bring in Trey. And if the defensive coordinator is not prepared for Trey, they can be in a lot of trouble. I'm telling you guys, if we stay healthy, it's going to be a fun offense to watch. The misdirection with Debo. The misdirections with Jalen Hurd. the long pass to Trent Sherfield, to Brandon Ayuk, who can take the top off of defense with Trey's arm. Because Trey has the ability to throw, when he comes in, defensive coordinators need to be understanding that, okay, here comes Trey. Is this going to be a pass or is this going to be a run? Because if coordinators think that Trey's going to run the ball and they bring in the linebackers and they leave the receivers one-on-one, Trey's going to make them pay with a 30, 40-yard pass down the field. If the coordinator makes his linebackers go back, then it's going to open up the running lane for Raheem Mostert, Trey Sermon, or even Trey Lance to be able to run. So coordinators are going to be playing chess while Kyle Shanahan is playing chess. Excuse me. The coordinators are going to be playing checkers as Kyle Shanahan is playing chess. So it's going to be fun to watch what Kyle Shanahan does with Trey Lance this year. The more productive that Jimmy is, the more he can get Trey involved into the play. Lewis says, and Mostert, that pretty much can take off he can hit a home run. That's right, Lewis. With Raheem Mostert, listen, if Trey comes in and the coordinators have their linebackers go back to defend a pass because they know that Trey can throw, then the Niners are going to make them pay with Mostert. If they bring in the linebackers in and they bring 8 in the box, well, we're going to make them pay with Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel behind the linebacker on a slant, Jalen Hurd on a slant, or even Trent Sherfield on a long 20, 25-yard pass. Pick your poison. I'm telling you, coordinators are going to be wondering what to do because of the ability of Trey Lance. Now, this is not the same situation with Drew Brees and Hill in New Orleans. It is going to be different. Hill he passed occasionally, but he was known to run. He was brought in to run. Either he was brought in to run as a running back quarterback, or he was brought in as a receiver. Trent Lance is brought in as a pure pocket passer with the ability to run. What's going on, my brother from another mother? What's up, Jay in the Bay? What's good, brother? Thank you for coming to my late stream. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy yourself while you're here. Which safeties do you think make the roster, and how many do we keep? I'm going to get to that with my 53-man roster prediction. I'm going to read out my 53-man roster prediction, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. I will get to that answer momentarily. Defenses ain't going to know who to keep their eyes on. It's going to keep defenses on their toes. Absolutely. The linebackers are going to have to, do they bite or do they stay committed? Do they stay to the running back? Or maybe Trey runs in a bootleg? Kind of like that play against the Raiders where the linebackers bit and they thought that Trey was going to run with the ball and he gave it to Raheem Mostert, and Raheem Mostert ran for 14 yards for a first down? That's because the linebackers did not stay disciplined on the running back. They thought that it was going to be a run by Trey. And those are the things that you're going to see against defenses. And Kyle is going to be able to take advantage over a few defenses more than others. I think Marcel Harris doesn't make the team. Well, wait and see to see what my prediction is. Tanisha, what's up, Tanisha? Welcome to the stream. What players will you be disappointed that did not make the roster? I will let you know in a minute. I'm going to get to my 53-man roster prediction in about a minute or so. What's up, Niner Escalade Empire chapter? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. So, my prediction, again, this is Niners sickness prediction. Okay? You may or may not agree, which is fine. You may or may not agree with me. Give me a second. All right. So, we're going to go ahead, and my prediction is that Kyle Shanahan is going to keep only 2 quarterbacks. Only 2 quarterbacks. Not 3. So obviously he's going to keep Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. Nate Studfield will be cut. And if he clears waivers, which he will, then they'll bring him back on the practice squad. So I'm saying the Niners are going to go with 2 quarterbacks on this prediction of mine. What's up, Maverick? How you doing, Maverick? Welcome. As for running backs, give me 1 second, guys. As for running backs, I was looking at my list. We're going to keep 5 running backs. That is my prediction. 5 running backs. Raheem Mostert, Trey Sermon, Kyle Juszczyk, Elijah Mitchell, and Wayne Gallman. It was a hard decision with JaMycal Hasty. I love what JaMycal Hasty has done. I love the possibilities of JaMycal Hasty. But he has put the ball on the ground way too many times. He has put the ball on the ground way too many times. So he's the odd man out. As for Jeff Wilson Jr., Maverick, he is on IR. So he doesn't count against these cuts right now. He's on IR. Once he's able to come back from IR and be active, then the Niners have a decision to make then. But they don't have to worry about that tomorrow. So they keep 5. Obviously, Juice is one of them. So they keep Elijah Mitchell over Hasty. I like Hasty too. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with me. It's okay if you disagree. It is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine if you disagree with my prediction. This is why we all have our own predictions. Receivers. I say we're going to keep 6 receivers. 6 receivers. Okay. I say 6 receivers. Lewis says Josh Hockey is staying on the team. He's a solid backup fullback. I think he might be brought back in the practice squad, but he's not going to be part of the roster. What's up, Jose Avila? I like Hasty, but they both can make the roster. Yeah, it's going to be a toss-up between Hasty and Elijah Mitchell. Disagree? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. And you're entitled to. And I want to hear you guys afterwards what's your thoughts. So I'm going to go with 6 receivers. Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Mohamed Sanu, Trent Sherfield, Jawan Jennings, and Jalen Hurd are going to be my 6 wideouts. Again, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Mohamed Sanu, Trent Sherfield, Jawan Jennings, and Jalen Hurd. Those are my 6 receivers. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with those predictions of mine. And it's perfectly fine if you don't agree. This is where we can talk and debate with one another. Mostert and Hasty gets it done with a 1-2 punch. Then Sermon comes in here and won't see much time. That's right. Jose says he agrees. Maverick says no Jennings, no Hurd, but we keeping Benjamin. All right, we'll see. Agreed on that one by Josh. Lewis says I agree with the receivers. Okay, right on. So on 1 for 2. Well, 2 for 1 because I'm pretty sure you guys agree with the quarterback, right? The quarterbacks are no-brainer. Okay, the quarterbacks are no-brainer. So here we go, 4 tight ends. I'm going to go with 4 tight ends. Obviously, George Kittle, Ross Dwally, Charlie Warner, and McCoy Perrett are my 4 tight ends. Again, George Kittle, Ross Dwally, Charlie Warner, and Michael Perrett. I don't know if I pronounced that name properly, but that is my 4 tight ends that the Niners are keeping. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. I thought about Matthews, but Charlie Warner is a better blocker than Matthews. We need him to block. And Perrett, he has guaranteed money. I don't like him. I don't like him as our tight end, but he has guaranteed money, and I don't see the Niners cutting him with paying him that guaranteed money. This is why he makes my 4th tight end. Let's see here real quick. That's too many running backs on a 4-3 at most. Okay, we'll talk about it a little bit later. I agree. Shanahan moves running backs. He does. He loves to move running backs. I agree with the quarterback and receivers. Let me go through this quickly. I want to know if your input, do you think we're starting? Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit. I agree with your tight end prediction. Okay, Denisha, thank you. I mean running backs. I got you, Lewis. No worries. All right. So that's my prediction for tight ends. Moving on. We're going to move on to the offensive line. Okay, so I say the 49ers are going to keep 9 offensive linemen. 9 offensive linemen. Trent Williams, Lincoln Tomlinson, Alex Mack, Daniel Brunskill, Mike McGlinchey, Jalen Moore, Jake Brendel, Aaron Banks, and Colts McKivitz are going to be the 9 linemen that the Niners will be keeping. Now, let me know if you agree with the 9 linemen. Again, Trent Williams, Lincoln Tomlinson, Alex Mack, Daniel Brunskill, Mike McGlinchey, Jalen Moore, Jake Brendel, Aaron Banks, and Clinton McKivitz are the 9 linemen. Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments. Josh says he agrees. Maverick says we screwed a tight end at the 3 and 4, but won't come to see 80% the workload. Dwally is 20%. Okay. Niners Escalade Empire Chapter says he agrees. Gotta have depth on the O-line. It makes the offense go. Okay. Tony says he agrees with me with the 9 offensive linemen. All right, so moving on. I say the Niners are going to keep 10 defensive linemen. These are the defensive. Now, this was kind of hard because we have such depth in the rotation of the linemen. We have such great players in the depth of the alignment. So let's see if you guys agree with me or not. This was difficult. Obviously, Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, DJ Jones, D Ford, Samson Ekaham, Arden Key, Kevin Givens, Zach Kerr, and Quinterius Streets. 10. Those are the 10 defensive linemen that I picked for the Niners to keep for the 2021 season. Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, DJ Jones, D Ford, Samson Ekaham, Arden Key, Kevin Givens, Zach Kerr, and Quinterius Streets. Those are the 10 and that was hard because there's so many great D linemen. But that's who I went with. So let's see if you guys agree or disagree with me. Maverick says, McClinchy on my poo-poo list. Trade him. I agree on the D lineman. Okay. All right. So that's 10 D linemen. Tony says, I agree on the lineman choices. Okay. Lewis says, Maurice Hurst over Arden Key. Okay. Josh Hitter says, Kerr, definitely. Yeah, I like Kerr. All right, so moving on to the linebackers. We're keeping five linebackers for my 2021 53-man prediction. Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw, Aziz Al-Ashir, Marcel Harris, and Demetrius Flaming Foles are the 5 linebackers that we're keeping. Again, Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw, Aziz Al-Ashir, I don't know if I said his name right or wrong. Apologize if I said it wrong. Marcel Harris and Demetrius Fleming Foles are the 5 linebackers that I predict will be on the roster tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you guys agree on the linebacker. Let me read some of your comments before I proceed with the cornerbacks. What's up, Brent Berkland? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Josh Hitter says, yes, sir. Okay. And I didn't take this lightly. I looked at the depth. I looked at the players. I seen tape on them in preseason for what I've been hearing in practice. That all that took into consideration the route that I wanted to go. Agree, says Tony Smith. Lewis says, so Kendricks is out? Yes. Listen, to me, I'm pissed off. Now, I understand you have no control of getting hurt. Injuries happen to anybody at any time. But we signed Kendricks, okay? I say we don't sign nobody no more for the Seahawks. We don't sign anybody from the Seahawks anymore. We signed Kendricks, he gets hurt, and now we have to pay him to put him on the injury, on the IR. So we sign him, he counts against the cap, and all he's going to do is sit on the IR, counting against the cap. Now, again, Kendricks did not control his injury, I understand. But it sucks that he got signed and he got injured the next day. So he goes against the cap and he goes on IR. That's terrible. It happens, but it's terrible. Not a big fan of Ashir in Harris. Still has build on D-backs. Yeah, but I like what Harris has been doing as a linebacker, and when healthy, Aziz Al-Ashir is pretty good. As a third, again, remember, a lot of people think that we do a lot of 4-3 or 3-4. It's funny when people ask me, what defense do we run? Do we run a 4-3 or a 3-4? I say, technically, it's a 4-3. But we don't run a 4-3 all the time. We always a nickel. We always are nickel. We have 5 D-backs and only 2 linebackers. Fred Warner and Greenlaw. And 5 D-backs. For the most of the time. So, the illusion of running a 4-3 or a 3-4 when you normally run a lot of nickel, as we do, I think it's hilarious when people say, are you a 3-4 or 4-3? We are whatever DeMeco Ryans wants to run. But normally we're so-called a 4-3, but we're always in the nickel package. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and go with the cornerbacks. I say we keep 5 corners. Or 5 D-backs, I should say. 5 D-backs. Are you guys ready? Jason Verrett, Emmanuel Mosley, K'Wan Williams, Denominator Lenore, and Avery Thomas are the 5 D-backs. I'll say it again. Jason Verrett, Emmanuel Mosley, K'Wan Williams, Denominator Lenore, and Avery Thomas are the 5 corners that we will be keeping on the roster based on my prediction of the 2021 49er 53-man roster. I agree with you on the signing of Seahawk players like Ziggy Ansah from last year. Yeah, he's another one. We signed him. He gets paid. He counts against the cap, and he goes on IR. Thomas no Hufanga. Whoa, easy, Mary, easy. I said corners. Hufanga is a safety, bro. So calm down, killer. Hufanga is a safety, not a corner. So calm down, my brother. Calm down. Yeah, Lewis says Hufanga a safety. He's like, what? You're keeping Avery Thomas over Hufanga? Niner sickness, you lost it. You have lost it. Easy, brother, easy. Easy, my big brother. From another mother. All right, moving on to the safeties so that we can make Maverick happy. We're going to keep 4 safeties. 4 safeties. 5 corners, 4 safeties. The safeties are Jimmy Ward, Jaworski Tart, Tavon Wilson, and Talanoa Hufanga are the 4. I like HaHa Clinton. If we keep HaHa and we let go of Tavon Wilson, I'm okay with that as well. But based on the production and the production alone in practice and in games, I leaned a little bit more towards Tavon Wilson over HaHa Clinton Dix. So I went with Jimmy Ward, Jaworski Tart, Tavon Wilson, and Talanoa Hufanga as the 4 safeties that the Niners will be keeping on the roster. Give me your guys' opinions on that. So now, hopefully, at least with Hufanga, Mr. Maverick is happy. Yes, he has. He's been impressive, Brent. He's definitely, now, he hasn't played a down in the NFL yet, but he's definitely been showing improvement. HaHa is, and I believe, yeah, It's going to be really close between Haha and Tavon Wilson. Now, they're both of them are vets. So you can kind of pick your poison. Do you go with Haha or do you go with Tavon Wilson? I like Haha, but based on the limited time that he has on the roster, and based on what I've seen with Tavon Wilson and how good he's looked in camp, I tend to believe that the Niners may go to the direction of Tavon Wilson over Haha. But I want to see in the comments below your thoughts. Do you guys agree or do you guys disagree? And if you guys disagree, that's fine. Let me know who you guys think. And of course, for special teams, rounding off the 53-man roster with 3 players, we're going to keep, obviously, 3 special team players, which is the kicker, Robbie Gould, the punter, Mitch Wiskinski, and long snapper, Tabar Pepper, are the 3 special team players, which rounds out the 2021 San Francisco 49ers 53-man roster. And hopefully with this roster, we can go a long way, make the playoffs, and hopefully sniff the Super Bowl this year. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on my predictions? Do you agree, disagree? Niners, it's going to say disagree. I'm going with Haha. Again, and that's fine. It was really close between Haha and Tavon Wilson. It's really depending on your preference between those two, in my opinion. But if you look at, based on the production they both have given to the 49ers to win their case, to make the team. Now, if you're going to go by name and name only, you're going to go ahead and go with Haha, because Haha's more of the known name over Tavon Wilson. But if you're going to go based on production from both of these individuals, and I know Haha came in late, and I know he had that interception, but if you have to pick between Tavon Wilson and Haha, it's kind of 1A, 1B for me. So if tomorrow I hear the 49ers keep Haha and they let go of Tavon, I wouldn't be like, what? What? That blew me away. No, I'll be like, okay, all right. That makes sense. Okay. They went that route. That's kind of a really, but I want to know what you guys think on all my predictions, on every positions. What are your thoughts on all my positions of the roster? I agree with your predictions. Right on, Tony. So you may agree or disagree on 1 or 2 players, but if overall, percentage-wise, if you guys agree with me at least 80%, no, better yet, 90%. If you guys agree with me 90%, I think I did a pretty good prediction. If you guys agree with me about 80%, I think I did a pretty good prediction on tonight's 49er 53-man roster. And now this is recorded today, so if you watch tomorrow and what unfolds by what Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch do, you can always reference back to this video and say, Niner Sickness was right, or Niner Sickness was that loco. He was loco in the membrane. 90%, bro. Right on. Niner Escalade Empire. I appreciate that. I agree with you 90% on your prediction. Okay. So those are the decisions that I went with. I understand we all have our own understanding, liking of the roster. Who we have certain players we like, we don't like. Certain players we think we should keep. Maybe we should keep Hasty. But then if we keep JaMycal Hasty, who do we replace him with? Do we let go of Gallman? I really think that Wayne Gallman is going to be a good running back for us. And I think that if you let go of Wayne Gallman, there is no way, in my personal opinion, that he clears waivers and makes it back to our practice squad. No way. I don't think JaMycal Hasty will clear either, but if anybody has the slight chance of clearing waivers, it would be Hasty. And let's pray, if we do cut Hasty, that he will clear waivers and we can get him back on our practice squad. But I don't foresee, let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't foresee Wayne Gallman or Elijah Mitchell escaping the cuts. I don't think they're escaping the waiver wire. I just don't think they will escape the waiver wire. Somebody will pick up Wayne, and somebody will pick up Elijah Mitchell. I'm pretty sure we're going to lose Hasty as well, but I'm hoping that out of all the running backs, he has the least and most chance of making the waiver wire and making it back to us. And I pray that he does. Tanisha says, the whole roster is nerve-wracking for me. I am nervous to hear who is on the team. Well, you'll be less nervous tomorrow after the cuts, Tanisha, but it's part of football. Great players. It's going to be sad for a lot of players. They're going to be gone without a job, but some of them are going to go to other teams and hopefully make it there. But it is always sad when you cut players because they work so hard to try to make a roster. Maverick says Gallman will be cut. Now showing anything worth keeping. I don't know. Obviously, Maverick, I don't know what you've seen. Honestly, I don't know what you've seen. I don't agree with you. I respect your statement. And maybe I'm wrong. I want to hear everybody else. Gallman looked good for me in the preseason. He's looked good in practice. He averages at least 5.5 yards per carry. I don't know. You got to convince me, Maverick, or whoever doesn't agree with Gallman. You have to convince me if Hasty will beat out Gallman. But I'm interested. I'm interested of hearing if that's the case. Have you seen how Hasty has been balling? No way, Gallman. See, that's the thing. We're not talking about fantasy football. Although I had my draft today, by the way. I have a pretty good team. But Hasty is a one-cut runner. And I like Hasty. I do. Don't get me wrong. I like Hasty. But Gallman is more of a workhorse. He's more of a workhorse. And what you have in Hasty, you're having Elijah Mitchell. Wayne Gallman is going to give Trey Sermon the ability not to work as hard going down the middle. But again, we're all going to find out tomorrow who's on the roster and who's not. And then I will go live after, not to sit there and say, oh, I was right, you were wrong. None of that childish stuff. I'm going to go live after everything, all the cuts, so that we can discuss the aftermath. So we can talk about who stayed and who was cut by the actual people that it counts, the 49ers. And we'll see if Gallman is one of the casualties or if it's Hasty. And it's not about I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right, vice versa. It's all about who do we think is going to make it, who do we think is not, based on what they've shown so far in practice. So I'm interested to see who stays. Jose, I'm interested to see who goes. It's going to be a crazy time tomorrow. It's going to be, like Tanisha says, we're going to be biting our teeth, and hoping that the players that we like make it on the roster. What did you think about the Raider game? Well, I mean, I love that we beat the Raiders. Did I put a lot of emphasis in it? Not really. I mean, we had a lot of our starters against their threes. I don't like it the way the Raider fans were complaining and crying about, oh, the Niners think they won the Super Bowl because they beat our threes. Oh, whatever. Whenever you beat the Raiders, it's fun. But they did play their threes. So I expected us to beat the Raiders. What I liked, Tony, what I really liked was that we dominated the Raiders. We dominated in the run game. We stopped the run, meaning if you're going to start most of your starters against their thirds or seconds, then you better dominate that game. If we started our starters and they started their second or third and we barely escaped with a win, I would have been like, whoa, this is kind of, I don't know, man. We barely beat them. With our starters, but we dominated the Raiders on all facets of the game. And that's what you're supposed to do when you have better personnel on the field. So the Niners did exactly what they needed to do, is dominate on the field. So that's what I got out of it, Tony. Gallman has been decent, I think, but Hasty with the TDs versus the Raiders seems more explosive. The draft today was fun. My team is okay. Oh, that's right. You were in my draft. That's right, Britt. You were in my draft. I got to look at your team. But if you like Flash and you like all these, like, you know, these little spurts by Hasty, then hey, Hasty is the guy. But if you want that back, they can punch 3 yards, 4 yards per carry, 5 yards per carry. That workhorse that keeps moving the chains, that gets those extra hard yards by pushing defenders backwards. That to me is Wayne Gallman. But that's just me. But tomorrow we will all find out what the Niners think. Because at the end of the day, these are my predictions. You have your predictions. But the 49ers have the final say-so on the correct 53-man roster. So we're going to find out. Is it Hasty? Or is it Gallman? Maybe Hasty and Gallman stay. Maybe they let go of Elijah. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. The Raiders fans even came on here earlier crying a river. Yeah, I'm telling you, Raider fans, if they would have won the game yesterday, we beat you guys with the third stringers. They lose. You guys think you guys won the Super Bowl because you guys played your first string against our third strings. Well, we dominated. We dominated on all facets of the game. That is what you expect. Domination when you have better personnel on the field than they did. So the Niners did everything they needed to do. And of course, the Raider fans, they are doing everything they do. It's rah, 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 rah. Cry, cry, cry. Cry me a river. What's up, Wilkes? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I agree with you on the domination. Yes, we dominated. And that's what the Niners needed to do. They needed to dominate that game. So, and the most important thing is we got to see Trey and Jimmy work together. We saw Trey with the number ones. And again, everything that took place yesterday, the Niners running the number ones, it wasn't because they wanted to beat the Raiders. The Raiders are stuck on themselves. That's the thing about Raiders and Raider fans. It's all about them. It's all about us. They wanted to beat us so bad that they played their number ones against our number threes. Oh my God. It wasn't even about the Raiders. It wasn't even... Kyle Shanahan cared less about beating the Raiders. He wanted to make sure he took a look at what Trey can do with the starting offensive line, with the starting receivers, tight end. And then on defense, he wanted to give Javon Kinlaw a little opportunity to kind of get himself acclimated back into the game since he hasn't played a lot or hasn't practiced a lot. So it was more about trying to figure out what works for us so that we can go and face Detroit and beat Detroit more than we wanted to dominate over the Raiders. So we started our number ones knowing that they were going to start the number threes. The Niners don't care if they would have started their ones or not. The Niners came in with a mission, was to evaluate the Niner personnel. Kyle Shanahan came in. Then Kyle didn't care if we would have played the Raiders yesterday or if we would have played the Cowboys, if we would have played the Broncos. Whatever team on the schedule for yesterday's game, the Niners would have did the same thing. They would have came in with the understanding that they want to figure out, is this going to work between Jimmy G and Trey Lance? Is there going to be any hiccups? Are they going to be able to go in and out? And it worked perfect. A lot of good things came out on film. Now they're going to be able to watch film and figure out, is this something they want to do going forward? Maybe depending on what kind of defense they play. It was about evaluating the 49er players. But Raider fans, with their whining, they called the Niners the whiners. They whined. They wanted to beat us so bad that I cannot believe they played their starters for almost 2 quarters. They wanted to be... The Niners wanted to figure out what works, what doesn't, what they're going to implement, what they're going to take out for the regular season. It had nothing to do with the Raiders. But since the Raiders were the team that we played, we dominated, we kicked their ass, and we sent them home packing to Las Vegas. And I heard that a lot of them didn't come, but the ones that came got their ass kicked. And we sent them packing with a big owl, and we sent them back to the airport, heading back to Las Vegas. That's all they do, Tony. They whine. It wasn't even about us playing starters or how late. It wasn't about beating the Raiders. It was about evaluating our roster. what works, what doesn't, what needs to be implemented, which personnel needs to come in, which personnel needs to go out. They have film on Trey now with the starters they didn't really have against the Chargers or the Kansas City Chiefs. It just happened to be the Raiders that were on the schedule for this type of evaluation. But the Raiders, because they make it about themselves, it's all about them. They have to come out with the idea that we wanted to beat them so bad that we kept our starters. Ooh, we took a risk, Tony, Josh, Tanisha, Brent, Lewis, everybody watching. We took a risk. We wanted to risk our starters because, quote unquote, we really, really, really wanted to beat the Raiders. Give me a break. Give me a break, Raider fans. You think the Niners were going to put their players at risk because they really wanted to beat the Raiders? They took a chance on taking a risk because they wanted to evaluate the roster. And they wanted to see how things play out with two sets of quarterbacks. The Raiders just happened to be the victim of this, what's the word I'm looking for? Experiment that we did yesterday. They just happened to be that victim of our experiment. So we kicked their butt, said thank you for letting us smash you, running about 250 yards on you, and we'll send you packing back to Vegas so that you can go back, get ready for the Ravens, and lose your first two games this season. You know, they play the Ravens at home, then they got to go and play the Steelers. It is a possibility the Raiders start 0-2. It's a possibility. But yet they're worried about us. My friends call me a Niner whiner, but their teams have never made it close to the Super Bowl. So I just laugh and carry on with my day. Listen, Tanisha, I hear you. I got a friend of mine. I love this guy. Great guy. He's a Raider fan. Great guy. And not all Raider fans are bad. But the majority are. They're just delusional. This guy, his name is Joseph. They call him the Raider Bear. Great guy. Has his own show. I enjoy watching his show. His fan base, for the most part, are pretty respectful. And, they always make fun of Jimmy G. They always make fun of Jimmy G. Well, Jimmy G lost the Super Bowl. It was Jimmy G who lost the Super Bowl. Give me a break. Jimmy G did not lose the Super Bowl. But this is what I told him, and I tell Raider fans. At least Jimmy was in a Super Bowl to lose. Has Derek Carr even made it to the playoffs? They talk about Jimmy losing the Super Bowl, but what about Derek Carr? I mean, let me hear it. Have they got has he gotten his team to the playoffs? No. So I tell him, and I tell every Raider fan that listens, why are you so concerned about Jimmy G being trash because they lost in the Super Bowl when Derek Carr can't even get your team to the playoffs? In other words, worry about your own backyard before you try to come into my yard and tell me that it's dirty. How are you going to tell me my backyard is dirty with a few papers when you got a bunch of crap on your backyard that stinks up the place? Worry about your own backyard before you concern yourself about mine. That's all I'm saying. Much love to you, Beto. You are the best. Tony Smith, you are the best, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys that are viewing, watching me this late And now what time is it? 11 o'clock. You guys are amazing. I enjoy talking football. Always enjoy talking football. I have fun doing what I do. I enjoy spending time with you guys. You guys are amazing. People like you, Tony. People like Niner Escalade Empire. People like Tanisha, my girl. Josh, young hitter. Wilkes, Luis Moreno, and all of you. Jay and the Bay. And Maverick. Every single one of you. Brent, Berklin. All of you guys. And if I miss your name, you know you're in my heart. Love you guys. You guys make what my show is fun to do. I may not have all the followers. I may not have a lot of followers, this or that. But you know what? I like talking. My uncle, God rest his soul, said that I had the gift of talking the years off a wooden Indian. That's what he told me. You talk so much that you can talk the years off a wooden Indian. I have the gift of gab. I can talk with the best of them. I get along with everybody. A lot of times my wife, she comes out of the store. She sees me talking to somebody about football, laughing. And my wife's like, "Oh, is that one of your friends?" I'm like, "No, I just met him." She's like, "You just met him?" I go, "Yeah, I just met him like 2 minutes ago." But I love talking to people. I'm very easygoing. I get along with everybody. I respect everybody. As long as they respect me, I respect them. I'm 51 years old. I'm too old for the BS. I enjoy talking football, and some of you enjoy me listening to me, so I appreciate you. And I love each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. And I just want to thank you guys so much for your support, for your commitment to the channel. Make sure to continue to follow me on YouTube, Niner Sickness. Follow me on my Facebook book, which is Niner Sickness page, Niner Sickness group. Follow me on Instagram at Niner Sickness. And then follow me on Twitter at Niner Sickness 49. If you want to send me an email, how you doing? If you have any questions, if you want to buy jerseys, I sell jerseys, NFL jerseys, baseball jerseys, hockey, college football, NBA. They are all Stitch quality jerseys. I sell the jerseys. If you're interested in buying a jersey, send me an email at ninersickness@yahoo.com. Ninersickness@yahoo.com. You know what? Actually, I take it back. Sorry. If you are interested in a jersey, send me an email at qualitystitchjerseys@yahoo.com. Quality Stitch Jerseys at yahoo.com. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have regarding jerseys. If you just want to talk and shoot the breeze, then you can send me an email at ninersickness@yahoo.com. But for jerseys inquiries or jersey business, Quality Stitch Jerseys at yahoo.com. I also have a group on Facebook, Quality Stitch Jerseys. Look it up. Ask to be part of it, and I will accept you. Again, thank you so much. So much for everything you guys have done. Maverick, Tanisha, Tony, Lewis, Niner Escalade Empire, and for Tony Smith, for all of you here tonight watching, have a blessed night. Have a wonderful Tuesday morning. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon after the cuts. Let's see who makes it. Let's see who does it. I look forward on coming live with you tomorrow and talking football. As long as God allows us to. And I just want to let you know, God loves you. Stay faithful. Stay committed. And all honor and glory to our Lord Jesus Christ. Good night. God bless you. And we'll see you on the next Niner Sickness podcast. Peace.